Give you my heart.
Hey YouTube world, it's me Coco, and I am back with another video. Spirit always tells me to make videos in random moments, so one day y'all might see me made the fuck up, okay? But until then, when they catch me in these random moments, y'all just gonna get what y'all get at the time, okay? But in today's video, I was called to talk about working with deities, okay? So a lot of people feel like that when they become spiritual, they have to work with deities, which is absolutely not true at all. And let me tell you, when I first started my spiritual journey, or when I first became conscious of my spiritual journey, I never worked with a deity. Before I became conscious of my spiritual journey, I have not worked with a deity. When I became conscious of my spiritual journey, I decided to work with my ancestors, known and unknown, right? And if you decide to not work with the deity the whole entire time, that is absolutely okay. Like I said, it's not an absolute must that you have to work with a deity, okay? Also, too, a lot of deities, not a lot, but if you're meant to work with a deity, they will call out to you to make you work, to have you work with them, not to make you, because they can't make you do anything, but they will call out to you in order to connect with you and to work with you, okay? A lot of people who claim to work with Oshun, Ogun, all these all these mainstream deities, a lot of them honestly don't work with those deities. Like I said, a deity is going to call out to you. A lot of these people actually go searching out for deities. You do not have to go searching for deities. As I was saying, a deity, you're not supposed to go out and reach out to a deity. A deity is going to reach out to you when you're meant to work with it. And honestly speaking, it doesn't matter your cultural background. Whatever deity calls out to you, that's the deity that wants to work with you. Like, you can be African and work with a Japanese deity. You could be Japanese and work with an Italian deity, you know. Like me personally, like I'm just getting into working with a deity, and I work with the Japanese goddess Benson. I don't know how to pronounce her name because I'm just new to learning about her, but I'm learning about her because she called upon me to work with her. And the thing is, you also have to understand the relationship that you have with the deity. Are you supposed to worship the deity? Are you supposed to work with the deity? Do they consider you their son or daughter? Like, what is your relationship with the deity? Like me personally, like I said, I've been called upon by the Japanese goddess Vincent, and she wants me to be her daughter. She claims me as her daughter. I don't have to worship her. I don't have to honor her, but she does speak to me when there's messages that needs to be heard, and this is one of the things that she is telling me to speak on. And apparently this deity has been working with me since my childhood. I mean, like I said, I have not worked with deities. This is my first time working with a deity. This is my first time being aware of a deity choosing me. So, like I said, I'm not sure like how it really goes per se, but I know that she does not want me to worship her. She does not want me to build a separate altar for her. You have to understand the relationship that these deities want with you, okay? And then also too, if you wind up working with the deity, understand that light beings do not want blood sacrifices, right? If you want to know if you're working with a light or a dark energy, ask them, do they want a blood sacrifice? If they say yes, that is a dark entity. If they say no, that is a light entity. I ask everybody that I work with, ancestors, angels, Goddess Benson, I ask them all, do they need me to offer blood sacrifices? And they all said no. And honestly, I am happy because I am not about that life. Yeah, they all said they don't want blood sacrifices, and yeah, I'm not about that life. I'm not about this. First of all, I barely eat meat. I don't even cook meat once a month, okay? If I eat meat, it's because my family member is cooking it, or I'm eating out. If I decide to cook meat, it's like once every 2, 3, 4, 4 months, I don't eat meat often, so I'm not going to be able to fucking put a fucking pig's head on the goddamn altar. that's just not about to happen, honestly speaking. Like, I'm not even making shit up. I'm not about that life. And I'm so glad that I don't have to do offerings. But anyways, back to working with higher spiritual beings. It's okay to really just work with your ancestors. If you're supposed to call with other beings, they're going to reach out to you. For example, like I said, Japanese goddess Benson had reached out to me. Archangel Michael reached out to me. Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, like all of them reached out to me. And you're going to know when they reach out to you versus when you're reaching out to them. Yes, you can, with angels, you can reach out to angels and you can work with angels and you can ask them for assistance. You can do the same thing for deities, but at the end of the day, deities can really pick and choose who they really want to work with. And if they don't really choose you, you're somebody that they're going to put on the back burner. And that's what she literally just told me. If they don't choose to work with you, then they're going to put you on the back burner. Okay? So, yeah, just to reiterate, understand that you do not have to work with deities. If and when a deity is ready to work with you, they will work with you. And FYI, technically speaking, I am not Japanese. I am Okinawan and black, amongst other things, but I mostly claim Okinawan and black because that's what I know. I'm not in touch with my Okinawan side, but I do worship, not worship, but I do work with all my ancestors. I know, I know parts of my cultural background, and when it comes to me diving into spirituality, they're revealing to me parts of that background, and a part of it is me working with Goddess Benson, and I really try not to dive into too much of the Japanese side because, like I said, I'm Okinawan and not Japanese. But like I said in the beginning, it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. It doesn't matter your cultural background. If a deity wants to work with you, they'll work with you. Like, for example, like I said, I work with Japanese Goddess Benson and I'm Okinawan and black. And I work with the archangels too. But if Oshun decides that she wants to work with me, then if I'm open to work with her, I'm going to work with her. It doesn't matter where we come from too. And also understand that light beings, they understand where you at on your journey and what you're about, what you're not about. And they're not going to ask you to do nothing that you are not with. They're not going to ask you to do nothing that you cannot afford, okay? So keep that in mind when you work with these light beings and when you work with deities.